Hello, this is going to be the tutorial on my strawberry shortcake ice creams. The lighting here is kind of bad because it's coming over my shoulder, but I didn't want to wait any longer to get this up for you guys. So the ice cream stick is just plain ecru from Primo, so you can use a tan. A tan of any color is fine. I roll it flat on number 2 with my pasta roller. But if you don't have a pasta roller, you can make ice cream sticks by rolling it flat with just a round rolling device of some sort. This is a pin. Obviously, this is working. And there's clay rollers from Sculpey as well. I usually do a big sheet at a time in the pasta roller to make as many sticks as possible in one sitting that I think that I might use, because I do make them in batches. So here I am just going to take small strips my son is spitting in the back, I'm sorry. So I lay this flat in my baking sheet and cook it, and when it's all done, and I cook it first, so that way the popsicle sticks will be straight. So they bake straight, and then when you're all done getting them out of the oven, you'll chop your sticks. So, here we go. I have one that's already done, so I'll make myself a little stick for our tutorial. There we go. I'd say err on the long side of the sticks because they can be trimmed down easily. Okay, for the ice cream colors, this is half white, half translucent. The Primo white is a blue white, the Sculpey white is a yellowish white, and this is blush in Primo. I don't mix translucent with this blush. I usually mix translucent with ice cream colors, but in this case I don't. So I roll it in a tiny ball, and then there we go, so there's our little ball. Then I roll a ball, usually about the same size. This one's a little tiny bit bigger. And I smash it. So this was half white, half translucent. And I'm thinning it out here, making it bigger so it could go around our little ball here. And then I make sure the ball is completely covered in the white. I don't want a huge amount of white around it though, so I'll kind of smash it around the sides, and I'll trim off the excess. It's just important to make sure that you don't have any pink showing around any of your seams. If you have pink showing, you have to make sure that it's covered by the white. Roll it back into a ball. And then from here, I roll it into a soft kind of a cylinder shape. And then on the table, I press it gently to start flattening it out. And you could fix the shape in your fingers. I like it rounded on the top and flattened on the bottom. So I shape it into the popsicle shape in my hands. And then from here, I am going to show you the actual shortcake bits. I have my shortcake bits on the side here, but I just didn't want to get this little guy all dirty during the tutorial. So from here, that blush pink that we made our ice cream with, I roll some flat and bake it. The ecru I also roll flat and bake it. And then I like mixing a little bit of the white with the ecru for a paler version, but not stark white, especially on this size. For the smaller ones, I just do white. So the way that I make the shortcake bits is once I have those pieces baked, I use a nutmeg grinder. Be nice, Bubba. And if you have multiple ones, you can do that at the same time. But it is making little bits there. I'm going to move our pink and ecru bits right here in the center so you can see it better. And then I'm going to take our little ice cream, and I take a little bit of TLS, get my fingers all sticky, and coat the ice cream in the TLS. And you want to get it all the way around on all the sides. And then I place it into my shortcake bits. I'm going to roll it around here. And then place some more on top. I prefer to have more of the ecru and less of the strawberry bits to make it look more realistic. Here I have a little bit more strawberry than I'd like. But that's all what you like the look of best. So once you have all the strawberry shortcake bits on, let's see, that's what it looks like. And I like the grater rather than chopping the bits, just because it, to me, it looks nicer with how small the ice cream is. I go on the bottom with a safety pin and rock back and forth. Then I take the popsicle stick, dip the end in just a little bit of TLS, and I stick it into my ice cream. So now all we do is take the bite out and texture. Let me see if I can zoom a little bit. Will that focus? If the camera doesn't focus, I'll have to zoom back out again. There we go. So from here, you can take a cookie cutter. I'm just using my flexible blade. This blade is part of the Sculpey Super Slicer set. And I just take a bite out like that. Now for the inside of the ice cream, I like to texture it with my safety pin. We don't want it to be quite as crazy as the cakes, but I just push back and forth a little bit just to roughen up the texture of the inside. I don't worry about the white part so much. But I'm just trying to roughen up the texture just a little bit. Now, if you know for sure it's going to be a charm or earrings, you could put the head pin now in. But now is usually when I bake it. If it is at a hard angle here, I will push forward to give it more of that curved bite. Sorry about the lighting, guys. The sun isn't usually shining so harshly here. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I want to show you how I turn them into charms after. So this one is now ready to bake. And then this one is already hard, and as you can see, the popsicle stick on that is very long. If you want to shorten it, look and decide what length you want. For me, this is about right, just a little bit, and I just cut it with my wire cutters. You could also use the clay blade on it again if you'd rather do that. Okay, so to make my charm, I'm sticking my pin in, and I force it through, and so it comes through the back side. And if you're using Primo, it will work well like this. Let it sit there for a minute, roll it around. Let's see if that was long enough. From here, I am going to slide the head pin in through the hole that I just made. And it wasn't left in long enough. That's the only thing with doing it after, is that you have to let it rest a minute or so. But the reason I like to do it once I've already baked them is because someone could want this as a magnet. Somebody could want it as earrings, and if it's as earrings, you may want to have one hang one way and one hang from the opposite way. So that would require you putting it in from this side through. If people want them as cufflinks, if they want them as magnets, if they want them plain, if they're going for a dollhouse size. So I bend the metal into a 90-degree angle. I have my hand twisted back, and I rotate forward, use my thumb. That makes our nice little circle. And you can do split rings. I do lobster claws. Put it in the circle, grab on with my round nose, grab my flat nose, twist it, and it is now a charm. All I have to do is trim these. And if you noticed how I wasn't able to get my pin in immediately, my head pin, and if it does come out at an angle, I take my flat nose and push it, and it's flat against the piece. But the reason that I'm able to do it after, and I prefer that rather than doing it when the clay is wet, is because when the clay's wet, sometimes when it bakes to the head pin will spin in the piece. But if you do it after, as you could see, it was hard to get the head pin through almost immediately, and I had to wait a little bit longer. This does actually close around the head pin. So check this out. I have to forcefully turn my head pin in place so it hangs the way I want to hang. So if it clips onto anything, the back end of the lobster claw, this is the way it's going to hang. So I want the head pin twisted that way. I always twist them into place after cutting them. And there we go. But it won't spin on you. It will stay in that position if you do it afterwards and you don't let it sit in the clay. The safety pin, if you don't let it sit in the clay for any more than like 10 minutes, the clay will like kind of, shrink back down around the head pin. So there we go. Hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know that a few of you have been asking for it. And I am going to be getting back to the bakery series. We had a little diversion with the candy and the ice cream today, but I'll be going back to bakery series, so there will be more baked goods soon, guys. Thanks. Bye.